In the heart of the savannah, where acacia trees whisper secrets to the wind, stood the great Baobab Academy, a school for the brightest minds in all the surrounding kingdoms. To this school came a young maiden named Bissy, whose mind was as sharp as a lion's tooth. She was not born of wealth or royal blood. Her place was won through sheer brilliance, a scholarship student in a sea of princes and princesses. Life was not easy for Bissy. While others feasted on delicacies from the royal canteen, she often had only dry bread and water. But Bissy had a spirit that could not be broken. She noticed how her fellow students longed for the sweet mango chews and spicy plantain crisps from their villages, snacks forbidden within the academy walls. An idea, bright as a firefly, sparked in her mind. Under the cloak of night, Bissy would sneak to a hidden corner of the school fence where her cousin, a trader from the local market, would pass her a basket filled with these forbidden treats. Her little business began in hushed whispers. A packet of crisps for a silver coin, a mango chew for 2. She called her humble venture the Moonlight Tuck Shop. Soon, word of Bissy's delicious contraband spread like a wildfire. Students would creep to her dormitory door, their coins clutched tightly in their palms. The laughter and joy from her corner of the dorm grew louder than the chatter in the grand school canteen. Bissy, once the quiet, overlooked girl, was now the queen of the night, a provider of small joys. She saved her coins, dreaming of buying her mother a new loom and her father a strong new ox for their farm. She was no longer just a poor scholar, she was a tycoon in her own right. Now, Bissy shared her room with a princess named Amara. Amara was as beautiful as a sunrise, but her heart was cold and hard like a river stone in winter. She was used to being the center of every the most popular girl in the academy. But now, all the students flocked to Bissy. They sought Bissy's snacks, her stories, her infectious laughter. A bitter root of jealousy began to grow in Amara's heart. She watched Bissy count her coins each night, her eyes gleaming with a greedy light. She saw Bissy's newfound independence and it enraged her. One moonless night, while Bissy was away delivering a late-night order, Amara crept to her trunk. With trembling hands, she opened it and found Bissy's entire stock of snacks and her pouch of hard-earned coins. A wicked smile spread across Amara's face. She knew exactly what to do. The next morning, Amara went straight to the formidable matron, a woman whose glare could curdle milk. "Matron," she said, feigning concern, "I believe there is a contraband problem in our dormitory." She spun a tale of a mysterious cellar, leading the matron directly to Bissy's now empty trunk. Bissy was summoned. She stood before the matron, her heart pounding like a drum. Of course, no evidence was found, but the seed of suspicion was planted. Bissy was warned that if any snacks were ever found in her possession, she would be expelled immediately. Her spirit, once so bright, was crushed. She returned to her room to find her trunk empty. Her savings gone. A single tear rolled down her cheek as she realized what had happened. She looked at Amara, who sat on her bed, polishing her golden bracelets, a smug look on her face. The very next day, a new tuck shop opened, but this one was in the open, run by Princess Amara herself. She sold the very same snacks she had stolen from Bissy, but at twice the price. The students, fearing the matron, had no choice but to buy from Amara. Amara reveled in her stolen success, believing she had won. But she forgot one thing about the people of the savannah: they value cleverness and hard work far more than stolen glory. Bissy did not despair for long. She remembered an old tale her grandmother told her about the clever tortoise who outsmarted the boastful leopard. Her mind, her greatest asset, began to whir. She could not sell snacks anymore, but what else did the students crave? She observed them closely. They struggled with their lessons, with writing poems for their sweethearts, with mending their torn uniforms. Bissy, with her sharp mind and nimble fingers, could help with all of it. She started a new venture, the Scholar's Secret Service. For a small fee, she would help a struggling student understand a difficult theorem. For another, she would compose a beautiful love letter. For a few more coins, she would neatly patch up a torn tunic. Her business was built not on contraband, but on her talent and kindness. Word of her service spread even faster than her tuck shop had. She was not just popular, she was essential. Meanwhile, Amara's business began to fail. Her prices were too high, and her attitude was sour. The students resented her, knowing she had wronged Bissy. They bought from her only when absolutely necessary, their faces grim. Her stolen coins brought her no joy, only a growing sense of isolation. She had the snacks, but she had lost the one thing she craved most: admiration. The day of the grand school festival arrived. The headmaster announced a competition for the most innovative student enterprise. Amara proudly displayed her snack stall, expecting to win. Then, Bissy stepped forward. She presented nothing but a simple ledger book. In it were the names of every student she had helped, the problems she had solved, and the skills she had taught them. One by one, those students stood up and spoke of how Bissy's help had changed their lives, how she had helped them succeed. The headmaster looked from Amara's stall of stolen goods to Bissy's book of good deeds. The choice was clear. Bissy was awarded the grand prize, a purse of gold far greater than anything she had lost. The crowd erupted in cheers. In that moment, Amara realized her folly. She had stolen Bissy's goods, but she could never steal her spirit, her cleverness, or the respect she had earned. Justice, like a slow and steady river, had found its course. Bissy's story became a legend at the Baobab Academy, a reminder that true wealth is not what you have, but what you build with your own hands and your own heart. Stories like this, filled with wisdom and timeless lessons, are the heart of our culture. They teach us about resilience, cleverness, and the true meaning of success. If you love tales that spark your imagination and warm your soul, then you've found your home here. Don't let the algorithm decide what you see next. Take control, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. Join our tribe of storytellers and story lovers. We have so many more legends to share, so many more journeys to take together. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next tale.